2020. What a year. We were not expecting in March that everything was going to go downhill. First, it started with a virus. We had to be isolated, and then we came out and we had to wear masks and we had to do social distancing. We still had to do it when we were isolated. Online church and outbreaks all around the world were happening. It seems as if 2020 left us down. It just feels like a burden on our chest that we want to get away from. You just want to head straight into 2021. But don't you think it's important to see what God has been doing throughout this year of 2020? How about we not look at this year as a burden? Let's look at it as a blessing. And I'd like to introduce you guys to the brand new Gospel House 2020 Rewind.
So this year, God has been teaching me to be patient for the things that He has planned for me. And He's also really been teaching me to be the leader He's wanted me to be all my life.
So as we all know, this year has been pretty crazy. It's been pretty eventful. We've all been stuck with ourselves and with our own thoughts more. COVID and 2020 itself has really changed the way I was thinking and has brought me closer to God. I feel like 2020 has really made me realize how much things can change overnight and how we should be thankful for every day we wake up. God has a plan for us, and even though we might not like this step, this time right now, it's leading to something better. And God has really taught me to trust in Him and to be patient and thankful for what I have.
Hi, I'm Sophia, and as y'all know that 2020 is about to end, and honestly I'm really excited because I know that all of us this year have been really hard for all of us during this COVID season, and all of us took it very hard, and for me it's been really difficult. I think this year was probably one of my most difficult times I ever faced in my whole entire life. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get a little emotional here. Because it's just been really difficult. I'm not going to get into details just because of time purposes and stuff. But what God's been teaching me about this 2020 year is stay calm and always stay positive, because I always been saying negative, and just to keep moving forward, not looking back and looking at the negative, but always focus on the positive in life. Because if we look at the negative, going to make us feel bad, and always tell a person what's going on in your life, because if you don't, you're going to keep it all bottled up inside. You're going to feel bad about yourself, and then you're going to feel worse. That's what God's been teaching me this whole COVID season, and I just want to wish all y'all a happy new year, and I hope 2021 treat us amazing. Bye!
Hey everyone from the Gospel House. Just wanted to let you know what's been going on in 2020, what God has taught me and through this time. And one thing He's really taught me is endurance, and what it means to have sanctification in your life. In the beginning of 2020, I was kind of slacking a bit and kind of thinking of myself a bit, thinking that I could do this on my own and that I don't really need this sanctification area. But He's really taught me as I've been quarantining and to read His word, and He's been teaching me that to be sanctified, you have to have endurance, you have to have patience, you have to have understanding of me, and to not be have understanding of your own. And He's also taught me that I was bought with a price, and my body is not my own, and every day is a battle, a spiritual battle. And He's also taught me to seek first His kingdom and not myself. Humility is one of those things that I struggle with, and I still try every day. But I thank God for what He's done for me and what He has given me in 2020, and I'm wishing the best for next year in 2021, that is better, that He helps me better and gives me strength along the way.
Hi, my name's Britton, and one thing God has taught me this year is to love one another. During this year, there's been a pandemic, there's been rioting, and there's been the election, and through all of that, there's been so much hate that has been spread. And I used to be one of those people who would get angry when somebody would have a different viewpoint than I did. And I used to spread hate instead of love. And I think God has just really changed my heart this year. Instead of being so angry, He's shown me how to love people, even when they don't say the right things or they don't do the right things, and not hold them to a standard that they should be perfect, but just love them because they're human like me and they're God's creation.
Wasn't that amazing? Thank you all for submitting all of those videos to me. All of their information will be down below in the description, so go ahead and follow and support them by going to the links in the description down below. And for all those that are wondering, what have I learned through 2020? Well, before we go there, let's read something from Ephesians 1:4-6. Even as he chose us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and blameless before him. In love, he predestined us for adoption to himself as sons through Jesus Christ, according to the purpose of his will, to the praise of his glorious grace, which he has blessed us in the beloved. So I think the verse that sticks out to me in this is verse 4. It literally says, even as he chose us before, hear this, before the foundation of the world. He chose us before the foundation of the world. He knew that we were going to be sons and daughters of the one true King. He knew that we were going to accept Jesus before the world was even created, before we were even born. So what I've learned through 2020 is really to be patient and to dive deeper into God's word. I have done devotions from August, Acts, all the way to now starting in Hebrews. I am super blessed that God has told me, hey, I want you to seek my word. I want you to seek me first. So not only have I learned to be in God's word, but I've also learned how important community is. God created humans to fellowship and to be in community together. And when we're isolated, when that was taken away, we were desiring to talk with someone that is besides our blood relatives. You know, it's really easy to get caught up in busyness, and that's what we're doing at the start of 2020. But God has really showed us to slow down. Maybe the reason that God allowed this to happen is to just let us slow down and to get into here and to fellowship out there. So what have you learned through 2020? I'd love to hear it. Put it in the comment section down below, or you can DM me at TGH_Luke, or you can send me an email at TGH4Jesus@gmail.com, and you guys can contact me and let me know what you have learned through 2020. My name is Luke from Gospel House Ministries, and this is the Gospel House 2020 Rewind.